What you're about to see is a much simpler way of collating and analysing title information on large or complex sites, a process that traditionally takes commercial lawyers weeks to assemble by cutting and sticking plans onto maps now takes just hours. Site assembly is much faster, more accurate and more cost effective than traditional methods of collecting the same data, and is available with a range of spatial views without the need for expensive proprietary software. Site assembly pulls all relevant property data and displays each element as a layer. The layers are clearly distinguishable and can be added or removed with the click of a mouse. Here you have the simplest view of the site, the area of interest identified on the latest Ordnance Survey map. You will notice there is a key on the left hand side which shows the layers currently active on the screen. These layers can be switched on or off to provide the type of view you require at any time. The next view uses the Land Registry's polygonized data and plots the various titles onto the OS, whilst also identifying something called a shapefile, which is used to extract the data electronically from the Land Registry. Using the Land Registry data, we are then able to identify the freehold titles by colour coding them. We can also view the various leasehold titles that are registered, and then you can see the properties that are currently under lease, shown here in light blue. Now is where site assembly really shows its value. We're able to identify clearly where there are discrepancies between titles, whether there are any ransom strips, and any areas of concern. This can be identified as a discrete layer in its own right. It removes much of the human error that can occur and gives a clear view of the gaps and overlaps. Site assembly is so versatile, it allows you to digitally overlay and place existing hardcopy plans geospatially onto the latest Ordnance Survey plans accurately. A major problem for most development sites is understanding where all the utilities lie, and having this in one composite plan. Site assembly solves this. We are able to take the utility plans from all the various providers and map them electronically, so that you can view all of them together or use the layering to view them individually. A major headache removed and costly mistakes avoided. Aerial photography provides another dimension to the service, as it allows the user to view the site as it is without the expense of a site visit. We use the latest photography and the highest resolution available. Combining the aerial photography with the data layers, as shown here, with the utility layers provides ever more value, as this puts the site and the placement of pipelines, fibre, etc. into context. Environmental searches are costly, and sometimes you don't want to do a full report on the whole site when you're assessing its suitability for purchase. We have the solution, a simple contaminated land screening layer, which takes landmark data and screens the area, providing a simple colour-coded key for identification purposes. The darker the orange, the more contamination. Flood screening works in much the same way. Both options allow the client to see where they could place offices, houses, car parks, etc. It also allows the client to determine where they may wish to do more extensive environmental work or to dismiss the site on environmental reasons. Now that we've run through the layers individually, here we have a composite view of all the layers on the site. The power of site assembly means we can extract information from the various searches and registers and create a table to provide a summary of the key points the client is interested in. From that we can link to the actual official documents as PDFs via hyperlinks. Here you can see the official copies saved as PDFs and linked to the screen view. No longer a need to carry around boxes and papers and plans to client meetings. Just take your laptop, connect to the projector and carry out your review electronically and interactively. To summarise, site assembly dispenses with the time-consuming, cumbersome and manual assembly of individual titles. It delivers an interactive file that maps all relevant land titles, tenures and property interests into a single view. The results are delivered on a USB memory stick, so files can be printed, saved and shared electronically with all relevant stakeholders. Site assembly is the perfect tool to manage complex sites and portfolios more efficiently and cannot fail to impress your clients. This presentation contains a small sample of what we can do. For further information and to discuss your needs in more detail, please contact us and we'd be more than happy to help.